The truth about Roni, she's a sweet little girl. You can treat her right, feel nice, and hold her tight. Only tenderonis can give a special love, a special kind of love that makes you feel good inside.
If you believe in love and all the things can do for you, give it a chance, girl. You'll find romance. And if you can find a tenderoni that is right for you, make it official. Give it your love. Oh, oh, oh. My heart belongs to tenderoni.
He's my only nigga.
Whoa ha, whoa ha ha.
Whoa ha, whoa ha ha.
Whoa ha. Whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha.
Whoa ha, whoa ha ha ha.
Whoa ha, whoa ha ha ha.
Whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha 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 ha. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha 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 ha. Whoa ha ha ha. And when you find a Roni, you will never give it up. You're a special kind of girl that makes a daddy feel proud. The kind of girl that makes you stand out in the crowd. Find a tenderoni and the Roni is so light. I think I'm gonna love her for the rest of my life. That was bilingual.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the blackest show about nothing. It's Jade and XD.
Jade and XD.
Coming to you from WCNT. It's Kind.
Oh my God, do you see our radio show? Nigga, this is what it would look like, nigga. NPR.
Yeah. It'd be like Sway in the morning, but like.
Oh my God, my hair. It would be Sway in the morning.
You'd be Sway and I'd be, it's weird. You have the spirit of Heather B.
I do have the spirit of Heather B. She is, no, I can't call her that. She's still,
I love
she's
Heather
still
B.
with us.
Heather B has been a part of our world since 1991 on a Real World.
Yeah, and I've been a great fan ever since. No bullshit, queen of no bullshit.
No.
And I appreciate that. That's one of the highest compliments you've ever given me, actually.
Oh, totes folks. Totes folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. If you haven't noticed and looked around, we're filming together or recording together.
Together.
Even though that song is really sad. I cry, you cry,
we cry together. When I cry, you cry, we cry together. I love my life. I love my wife. I was singing the OJ's version originally, and then I was like, let's nick this up.
What happened to Lil Mo?
She was with that little light-skinned nigga on
the
Married
one
to First Niggas.
the one
and then
that, he does boxing and he's not, he got like, he's walking CT.
he wears a cornrow wig.
He does.
She was married to the nigga who wore a cornrow. Hey, you not gonna cheat on me with a cornrow wig?
No.
Or with dirty cornrows in general?
Wearing cornrows, period, because let me tell you something. Braids is for...
I have a problematic, like very extremely problematic viewpoint, but I'll share it.
Okay. What is it?
Because this is a brave space.
It's not a safe space. It's
No.
a what?
Brave space. I feel like... Wait, this is weird. We should just be talking to each other. Yeah, this is stupid. I feel like the same way about cornrows that I do about nose rings on niggas, which is problematic. So,
Is it the way I feel about niggas with tattoos around their belly button?
no. It's just more so like you have to embody a very specific spirit in order for your cornrows and or your nose ring to be received by me.
Okay. So what does
it's like
that mean?
not every nigga can wear cornrows. Most cannot. You have to be a very specific nigga with a specific energy to be able to carry off the cornrows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe nose rings not so much anymore. We're living in a new day and age, and before it was. I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on it. It has nothing to do with femininity. It has everything to do with
the type of character and things that
I don't like niggas with no. You're usually an untrustworthy human being. But see, everybody's free now. But before it'd be like, what's wrong with you? Why you got that nose ring?
Yeah, because back then it was very much like nose ring and very long nails, and it was just like, what's going on? Is this like you being different? Like Tupac and
well, the nails,
Poetic Justice.
I don't know about.
Because when I think of niggas with, you see, it also depends.
I've always known niggas with long nails. Like it didn't have any. It has literally nothing to do with masculinity and femininity. It has everything to do with I hate niggas with cornrows and nose rings.
Mine does.
See, this is where you need to self-assess.
Yeah, I know.
And figure out where you are the problem and the solution.
But also too, there's a level of. Because think about it. Remember early 2000s, the early aughts, where the gentleman folk
where we were deeply problematic and still calling niggas metrosexuals, yes.
Yeah. And
Tristan asked me that the other day. Tristan said, do niggas still say metrosexual? I said, no. It's fluid.
No, that's even worse.
Oh, it's not?
Because metrosexual just responds to how a person of the masculine expression.
Oh, you're right, but they
chooses it's how they groom themselves or upkeep themselves. Yes, fashion, like Fraser Crane or Niall
I should
Crane,
call
that
him
kind of thing,
and tell him that I was wrong.
Yeah, fluid means
you're fluid sexually, yes. And you have no boundaries or not boundaries. You have no barriers on where you will go.
How they present their gender or sexuality.
Yeah, which ain't no wrong with that. Nah. I wish more niggas would be able to freely explore their sexuality.
Yes and no.
Uh-oh. Well, if white girls can go around kissing each other in the Toaded Frog or whatever stupid bar they're in for the night, then how come a nigga can't kiss another nigga and be like, I was just testing it out and it ain't for me?
Well, for one, they shouldn't have did that in the first place either. It was just college. We explored.
I'm talking about a true exploration.
No. I think people should be allowed to explore their sexuality, but when it comes to like, I have a meme that says, I hate a fake gay bitch.
Okay, so, no, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's real, yeah.
And I don't want to conflate having a meaningful explorative experience
with bitches making out. I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not fair.
That's
really.
exactly. Yes. Yeah. Because I hate a fake gay bitch.
Yeah. No, there's like my cousin's roommate way back in the day when she was in school. Like we were all at a party and hanging out, and then went and we were all watching movies, and I was living the dorm life for a weekend because I didn't do that.
Yeah, no.
That's an all girls school, child. And this girl got infatuated, and I said, Miss Lady, you just feeling the Jim Beam right now. This ain't what you want, and this ain't what I want either.
Sometimes it's just a little alcohol, but you just gotta sit and self-assess. Like, is it truly what I want?
Now, sometimes you got to
bored?
boot bait these hoes, put your foot up, and say, "Please, girl, right. I'm not getting ready to fall into your lip smackers fantasy." Yeah,
and absolutely not.
No.
Keep that stupid little weird Babysitters Club shit to yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway, how was your week? It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been very busy. I have been on the road, new city every other day.
Oh, yeah. Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know any other cities that did like the whole combination thing.
I know. It's just Drake.
Yeah, I know. You know,
maybe that's why I was breaking in hypes the other day.
Yeah, he did announce his tour this week. Today, actually.
My spirit is unsettled.
Him and our British fave, 21 Savage.
Oh, they're going on to do something for me.
Yeah, they're going on a tour of sorts. They're going on a multi-city tour. Two nights in Brooklyn, by the way.
Well, let me get the box of tomatoes ready.
You're not gonna take Tristan to go see 21 Savage. 21 Savage.
See, this is the problem. Okay.
Savage.
So I kind of told this story before, but you remember when I went to a friend's birthday, and I said, and then they had a friend who I didn't fuck with, and I said, so I know this is y'all's friend, and this is your birthday. But I'm gonna be respectful of that occasion, but I don't fuck with this person. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I feel like I can't associate with 21 Savage at the live show due to the fact that he will not call his friend out for his problematic light-skinned nigga behavior.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I really enjoy 21 Savage.
Yeah.
But he could have came out like, I'll tell my friend if they do something corny.
Yeah.
Like, he could have came out and been like, that was kind of corny, my nigga. But he was on the album, so here we are. On Earth together.
Yeah. Essentially, he co-signed his corniness.
He co-signed his corniness.
Even if he just remained silent about it.
Yeah. You was corny, complicitly corny.
Complicitly corny.
So.
Starring 21 Savage and Nicole Byer. That sounds like a show.
I enjoy her very much.
Oh, I love her.
I do. I enjoy her on the Drag Race.
Oh, yeah, she's fun.
What's going on with you this week?
I had another realization that I'm old.
Wasn't that the last one?
Yeah, no, there's more. So I had to go to the doctor.
Okay.
And you know, women typically go to the doctor often because there's a lot of things that need to be checked in, you know, regular maintenance.
Oh yeah, you gotta look up under the hood.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of like accoutrement over there, right? Men folk, not so much. However, I did say yes, if you are able to and can afford it, just go see a doctor.
Yeah, go put that rod in your dick. Go get your booty hole checked.
Yeah, it's important. Black men people deserve to live long, especially as black men. Yeah. So, you know, we deserve to grow old. So I know it's daunting and fearful, and the story I'm about to tell, please don't let that deter you from going to the doctor, because I'm glad I did.
Is it safe to eat that much food, Dr. Hibbert?
You know, I wouldn't have thought so before I bought 12% of this restaurant, but now I feel a balanced diet can include the occasional eating contest.
But what if he chokes?
Not to worry. We have the latest Heimlich machine.
Okay.
So, the reason why I bring this up is the sign of getting older is because every time you go to the doctor, there's a new test you got to take.
Okay.
So, you know.
That's true.
You know, I was aware, you know, sometimes when I turned 30, all of a sudden it was a cup your balls and cough thing. And I was like, whoa, what you doing? We never did that before.
Oh.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, after 35, there's more exploration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say I may be in an open relationship.
Because they went down your Underground Railroad.
Yeah. They had to check. They had to do some, you know, they had to check, and you know, everything is great. But it's very much so like, whew, this is a lot I know it's a lot to be healthy, and I know sometimes nobody really wants the results.
Yes,
if it's bad, but it's good to go through it. But I'm telling you, that is a lot when you're just bent over. Remember on Black Ink Crew when oh shit had to get
yes,
yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah, that's what happened, and I was like, woo.
No, but that's what. But I need more black men to go to the doctor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I need more black people to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
The dentist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ask them for referrals to see specialists when shit don't feel right.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Open conversation. Yeah.
Listen, I know a lot of times when we live in our communities, our emergency care can be questionable.
Man.
Now,
Harlem Hospital.
don't let
Woodhull.
Don't let Woodhull actually took care of your girl when Methodist fucked up, but that's another story.
That actually happened to Chris Rogers. He said he liked Woodhull.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you, Woodhull, when Methodist, when Hurricane Sandy hit, and I was bleeding when I was pregnant with Noah, and I went over to Methodist, the motherfuckers had me sitting up in that fucking emergency room for 6 hours almost.
Just sitting there?
Just sitting. We ended up, remember, we almost got in a fight, and it was all kinds of things.
I remember that.
So, I went over to Woodhull, told them I was pregnant and bleeding, and they was like, shoo, like, fuck these Manhattan patients, fuck all this shit, like, send her straight back. She's pregnant and bleeding. So, I won't talk shit about Woodhull. Besides, they have one of the original Keith Haring in the you know.
Yeah, stick figures of justice.
So, I can't talk shit about them, but most of the time, in our neighborhoods, our emergency care can be questionable, and what they be doing is bringing these white residents. Okay, resident doctors, meaning doctors in training, DITs. They be bringing them in there to diagnose niggas with shit. And they love to fucking get you to try to do some surgery. And do not let these people scare and bully you.
They try to make that money.
They trying to make that money.
Yeah.
And, you know, harvest artwork. Because we are the ultimate people. Okay, we're the strongest.
We're the reason we have retinol is because they were experimenting on niggas in prison.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the reason how they found the great thing that saves our faces.
Always taking action for you.
And first to 6, the investigation of a business deal that deals in human body parts shifting from Detroit to Chicago as the feds launch a new raid.
And once again, hundreds of families will be left wondering if the bodies of loved ones have been bought and sold on the black.
Hello.
Listen.
That's why we have license plates.
Mistreatment of black and brown people is why we have the amazing products we have today.
Exactly. Rabbits.
Yeah.
You see?
Oh, yeah. And animals.
So that is where I just want us to be mindful to not let these, and then you're not going to let no little Doogie Howser ass nigga tell me what I need. I'm like, no. So go see your PCPs, get your referrals, see your specialists, ask your questions. I don't care how annoyed they get. Ask them till you blue in the face and you're comfortable.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, have an open and honest conversation with your provider because you're paying for it. And
stop lying to your doctors and telling them you don't smoke. It's not your goddamn mother.
Oh my God. I used to lie about that shit all the time. They'd be like, do you smoke? And then as I got older, I was like, girl, most of the time I'm coming in there high anyway.
Right.
So, because I need to deal with the fact that fuck.
I went to the dentist one time and I was there. She was like, did you smoke this morning? And I was like, nobody told you to ask me these judgy ass questions, girl. Just keep cleaning these teeth.
Right. Exactly. This is a service.
Like, don't ask me. You're not my mother. Don't ask me no fucking question.
And even if you are, girl, you didn't buy it.
She was black. You know, black people sometimes with other black people, we don't be knowing our boundaries.
On the next episode of Getting Grown.
Word.
Black people.
I can't wait to actually talk about some things that we talked about on Getting Grown because they apply here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We had a conversation with a plastic surgeon.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes, that is going to come out next week, and it applies to something that we're discussing on our show today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pay some bills.
Oh.
Thank you for listening and watching every week. Tell a brother, tell a friend, tell an auntie, tell an uncle, tell your mother, your papa, and everybody else who you love to listen to us. We are world famous podcasters, you know, just a couple of sojourners trying to tell the truth. You know what I mean?
Quaker, gang.
We are on everywhere you can get your podcast, so subscribe there. Also, where the
wow, how fitting.
Yeah. You brought the sirens here because I don't hear them.
I brought the sirens. Into your life.
Okay. Subscribe to our Patreon. It is $9.99. No less than that. So when you go on there, you're going to find access to we're at 400 posts on there.
We've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, we're almost on our 400th episode of the main stage too, by the way.
Oh.
I know.
Well, what are we going to do there?
I don't know. We got to have a 400 spectacular. Maybe we should do a
That's such a random number.
I know. It's like in 10 weeks.
What?
I know.
Okay.
I think this is episode 390. I think, yeah.
Well, let me know when we're approaching. I was like, oh, we hit 300. Okay.
Like a year ago. Like 2 years ago.
I don't be knowing what's going on.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Patreon. You get shit like this and more and more. And all the shit that we can't say.
Yeah.
Go sign up there. Also sign up to our YouTube channel. We have previews of what's on our hellacious Patreon, as well as some other cool stuff. We're doing 90 Day Fiancé the other way for free over there. And I'm glad we chose it because 90 Day Fiancé the other way this year is a lot.
Oh my God, it's so many things, so many people.
Yeah.
So many scenarios.
Right. So go check that out. And also click on the description link wherever you're listening because there is activations in the description box. Some of you have been listening, some of you have not. And I can tell because you don't do what I tell you to do. and there's nothing like major or anything. Like,
yeah, but you don't know when something major will come.
Exactly. You know, who knows? We might be filming something together and you might get free access and might be missing out.
And we'll be missing you.
Period. So, am I missing anything?
If you are going to be in the Europe area or are living in the Europe area, Santana and I are going to be doing the Dopest Dinner Party Amsterdam edition. We come in bike from our reschedule in 2020. So that's going to be April 22nd, a little over a month. So, you know, should you have disposable income in that way and access to a flight and or my Europe listeners, make sure you all come out, support Dopest Dinner Party. We're going to bring you some good eats, some good vibes, and some good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you are in the Los Angeles area or traveling, you can come hear me speak about the ABCs of podcasting at the National Association of Black Journalists Media Summit here in Los Angeles.
Amazing.
It's on March 25th. Get your stuff now. You can check my socials or you can go on the NABJ LA site and you can get your tickets there. And it's going to be really cool. Talking about podcasting. Shar is doing a workshop as well.
Come on, Shar.
Archie, the podcast, is doing a really cool workshop on doing all of what we do and also maintaining a 9-to-5.
Amazing.
Which is a good thing. And my brother-in-law, Oliver, will be presenting at the conference as well.
Come on, Oliver.
So, who's the director of communications for the LGBT Center of Los Angeles.
Yes.
So, that'll be a great thing. So, hopefully we see you on March 25th. Yeah. Well, let's take a mini break. And let's hear from Grammy Award-winning Claude Kelly, who has a new song.
I was finna say.
Louis York has a new song with Jessie J out today. Is the Today's St. Patrick's Day. Yes, it's today.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
How does your brain fall in love? Is it something magical that happens to your brain? Or is there something biological that happens to your brain that causes us to fall in love? That was my question. This is what we know about love.
And we're black. Forgot to happy birthday, Asante.
Happy birthday, Asante.
Yeah, his birthday was this week. It was the Ides of March. So the 15th.
You said on the what?
The Ides of March. Beware the Ides of March.
The eyes.
The Ides. Julius Caesar. He got killed on March 15th.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the story. He sat, with his niggas who did him wrong, even though he did them wrong too, and they stabbed him in the back on the March 15th, and he was like, Brutus, you my nigga? He was like, yup, and...
Okay. You know what it is? I got thrown off because
Well, yeah, you've been around the world,
nigga,
and
I didn't know what day it was the other day. I was like, because today is Sunday, and they said it's Tuesday, Jade.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you're right. So,
I got confused today when you told me our recording schedule this week, and I was like, but today is like Sunday, and you're like, no, it's not.
It's not. It's not. But yes, happy birthday to our brother Asante. Yeah. We love you mucho, mucho, mucho.
Yeah.
And your birthdays are always great and memorable.
They are. We're cheating this week. We are covering Love After Lockup on the main stage.
Oh yes, honey.
I'm assuming this is free for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is free for everybody.
Don't worry, Patreon. Yours is coming.
We're coming. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear no fucking nothings.
We'll spill some tea that should be for $99.99. Maybe I'll tell the story of who that marriage story.
Okay.
Somebody who got mugged at Subway at 2 a.m.
Oh my god. Yo, they carjacking niggas now again.
Where?
Everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, niggas is carjacking.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I did know that because somebody on follow on Twitter who lives in DC got their car jacked.
You know him? Is that the boy? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know them personally. I just follow them.
It's a black boy, right? Mm-hmm. Can I? Okay. There's a couple people. And you know how I flit and float through social media.
Yeah.
Especially Twitter. There's and I'm finna almost delete that shit altogether. Only because Musty is out here telling niggas that they have to take two-factor authentic. What you know what the fuck I'm trying to say?
You have to pay for it now. Yeah,
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, there's
for
other
me to
apps.
secure myself.
Yeah, no, that's very.
Fuck you.
You see, that's why I don't believe in paying for pre-check. And
no, that literally has
it's not the same.
It's not the same thing at all.
Okay.
Especially as I've been traveling now more than ever, like, I love everybody that I travel with, the whole production crew, but I mean, I definitely would go once we got to security. It was very much like bye maid, and I would go.
And that is what they're doing. They're making so that you pay for Twitter Blue so you can get the extra. How is it different?
Because paying for Twitter Blue has nothing to do with my well-being and how I make it through security to get on a bus in the sky to go to where I need to go. Like, I can delete Twitter and it'll be like, you know what? Okay, well, that was a time. I need to get on the airplane and I need to do it faster than other niggas. I want to get through security. I want to pee. I don't want to take my shoes off.
So what happens when and this is happening too, especially in Atlanta, where everybody has the same idea you do.
Okay, so in Atlanta, I think Atlanta needs to build another fucking airport. Let's talk about because
it's already big, so they need it. Yeah, they could do another one.
So So I ran in. So speaking of which, somewhere in one of these days, I was in Atlanta. I had to fly through there, and Young Jock's on the train with me. You know the train in the airport?
The air train, yeah.
So me and my director, shout out to Devin. Shout out to Devin. Y'all gonna hear from Devin very soon. Me and Devin was on there, and Devin was like, do you know that young man? And I was like, I do, actually, but I'm going to pretend that I don't. And so Young Jock is like sitting on the train, on the little handicap platform on the train in the airport.
Yeah.
Like kind of laid out on his phone. And then, we go through all the terminals. I think E or T or one of them is the last one. I can't remember. And he's zoned out. Then he like realizes, and then he jumps off the train, and then he jumps back on, looks me dead in my face and goes, is this terminal blah blah blah? And I said, yes, young man.
Niggas in my face, damn near every day. Ask a million questions like Jock, where you stay? Tell them college ball, where they chop cars. Hit 20 grand, spend $1 grand at the bar. Just about his own, J's on my feet.
He did something for me that day.
That's fair.
Yes, young man, it is. And he was like, thank you. Give no hit, nigga. I've never been in a trap. It never went down.
Yeah,
I don't know the dances. Like I'm call me the Black Forager. I be in the fucking forest with old girl making flower tea. As far as you're concerned, young man.
They don't need to know. They're like, I'm not a fan. Nigga, like, do you have the time, young man? Can you give me the directions too?
I might have showed love if it wasn't for Carly Red. See, y'all, that's why you got to be careful about who you associate with.
However, she gave us a hit with Fendi Gucci Prada, Fendi Louis Prada, Louis Gucci Prada, Louis Gucci Prada.
I thought that was those dirty white girls.
Tags. No, that's Zonique and them. That's OMG girls. Gucci everything, Gucci everything.
I thought the dirty white girls was Gucci, Prada, Fendi.
What dirty white girls you talking about?
The dirty white girls, and one of them said nigga, and they used to have the Gucci, Fendi, Prada, nada.
I really feel like you talking about the OMG girls, and that's definitely
Crayfish.
Crayfish?
Yes, the white girl.
You mean Creation?
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Then yes. Yeah. I know who Creation is. Yes,
I thought
Creation. With
Crayfish.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of crayfish, let's talk Love After Life After Lockup.
Oh my god.
We're doing 2 episodes, or try to do 2 episodes.
Yeah, because that first one was actually, I feel like, kind of a filler setup.
Yeah.
It wasn't that entertaining until we got to hit 'em with the heat.
Hit 'em with the heat. Yeah.
Hit 'em with the
You and me.
Just for you and me.
Play it in your car.
Oh my god, we're gonna randomly bust into song all day because it'll be synced.
I know.
We ain't got no delay.
Ain't no clapping here, B.
Okay, so
let's start with Lindsay and Blaine. Ernest goes to jail because they weren't in the next episode, right?
White Bando.
Yeah. So she's coming down. If you guys can remember, we're 2 weeks back. So she had
if you can't remember, you should join the Patreon because that's the only place that it exists.
Yeah. Or go. Yeah. So they, she's walking down the road barefoot like Jenny. Jenny, why don't you love me? And but she's walking like back in the house like nothing fucking happened. Like Wigger just didn't tell you that he's about to get sent up the river.
She's a hippie white girl, by the way.
Hippie? I don't know. I just feel like she's a white girl from Mississippi.
Is that what's happening?
She's Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Jenny wasn't hippie?
Exactly. I don't think she's a hippie. I think Jenny was just from backwoods.
No, not a hippie, nigga.
Hippie. Oh.
Is she kind of a hippie white girl? Or did I see that in passing?
We're gonna say she's not flat as a board. I'll tell you.
No. She got a little.
You could tell she's a mother. I'll go with that.
Okay. Okay.
So
nigga, what?
She just go with it. So she walks back in the house and she
shoes
off. Nothing happened. Like he just didn't tell he was getting. He had all of the charges.
Oh no, she was pissed.
Well, yes, but she saw his friend there. Was like, I walked in and she was like, you need to clean that shit up.
Yeah.
Take this wall down.
Yeah.
Put shiplap here because I know they're gonna put shiplap in the home.
It was a white bando. Mm-hmm. They was building they're like extending a double wide, or I don't know. It's I can't. They're living there in the midst of all of this work.
Mm-hmm. And so they finally have a conversation, and he's like, "I'm gonna take care of it." And she was like, "How do I know that?
I don't trust you now.
I don't trust you, nigga. Like I don't. There's nothing about this that is cool or whatever." But of course she's weak and she's like, it's okay, just next time tell me.
Yeah. And we need to build trust, blah 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 blah.
Right. So next day she leaves to go get drugged, or later on she goes to get her regular drug test because that's par for the course when you're a felon. And while she's gone, he talks to his homeboy who's working there, their white handyman, Jacob.
Who's scared of her.
Yeah, and should be. The attorney called, the one that I said that looks like Jeff Hardy. And he was like, I worked it out. Mind you, I thought they didn't even pay this man. I thought it was all the same day. Well, no, because remember, I was confused, right? Because remember the last episode, he was like, it'll take me $15K to even lift a finger to look at this, right?
Yes.
So then we get a phone call from the lawyer and was like, oh, I worked it out to get your sentence down to 3 years house arrest.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
It was
a couple of hours
47 lifetime sentences about 3 episodes ago.
Well, you know how. Loose leaf.
You're not trying to brighten up
paper
the place.
napkins.
You're trying to whiten up
That's
the place.
what I'm saying. Right is white.
Yeah.
Or white is right.
I know that's why.
So that's exactly how, in a matter of 45 minutes and her walking back home, he was able to completely get this nigga from facing 20 to 25 years down to 3 years of
like community service and shit.
You have to clean up the side of the road for a couple months.
Right. 3 years house arrest. That was the pandemic. He could do that.
He could absolutely do that. Hell, I could do that shit.
So, and then the lawyer man was like, oh, I'll cut you a deal on the bill. So I was like, so again.
White is right.
White is right. I was like, I know that's white. And that was them.
Yeah.
Let's move on because they pissed me off.
Also, I feel like she knew all of this information already.
I don't know, because she was a little wild.
That was the other thing too. His homeboy told him, because he was like, I'm not going to tell her yet. I'm going to surprise her with it. He was like, yeah, nigga, you need to be fully upfront all the time.
Like, as soon as you have a thought in your head, share it.
Share it, because now she don't trust you. And this seems like bad business. See, that's how you got to deal with your friends.
Yeah.
Who's next? Because they bored me.
Let's go with Cameron and Eris, because they were only in one episode.
Yes. Scully and Cayenne.
Cayenne, yeah. So he's finally gotten to Florida. Mm-hmm. He's ready to live his 2 live crew life.
He's such a small man.
Everybody on this show is small.
No, but like in spirit.
Everybody in the show is small and in spirit too.
Because the way he just be barking shit, but you can tell it's like hey, nigga, watch how you talk to me. But also, it's just very much like, gotta get my bag. Where you at? I'm like, why you gotta assert yourself all the time in every space?
Yeah, it's like, have you ever seen like really petite niggas like and like heterosexual ones, and they have to puff up while they walk? And it's like, oh, Benito,
because they be trying to holler.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I'd be like, get Chihuahua.
Okay, right. Scram. Move.
They do always gotta assert themselves though.
Yeah.
All the time. I don't know what that is.
For no reason.
It's not necessary.
No. So she got a new crib for the whole fam.
Yes.
You know, for whatever.
Baby Cayenne,
right.
Baby Scully and herself.
Right. And you know, she sent it's a cute little townhouse, you know, from what I remember. And she sent the child to her mama because, you know, so that they can bone.
Yes.
Whatever.
I mean, fair.
Right. Now, the AC is busted already because now I'm like, you can't live in Florida and have a broken air conditioner. Like, how long was that broken? And I don't even think it was truly broken.
I don't think so
I think
either.
this is just to expose the fact that he's still a drug dealer. Because we're going to get there.
Oh, we are going to get there. Because, nigga.
Yeah. So the AC is broke, and she's like, I gotta get the money to fix it. He was like, why don't you just tell me? I would have fixed it. Cool. Now I'm thinking, you know, like all niggas when they get out of jail, they think they're handy.
But not even just that. He is one of those that's like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I got it. Not even on a physical tip, like, I got the money for it. Why you ain't tell me?
Yeah. So I was like, but I mean, through it all, like he truly loves her, like for whatever reason, you know, hood love.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I don't understand, though, right? So he's like taking her to a date, but she's driving, and
he's surprising her, but she's driving.
Yeah, but she gets a call from her dad. Now, I don't see how you can say you close to someone and then to say, "Hey, I found out."
Through social media,
the gram, that my daughter got married. That's fucking crazy.
Well,
even if it did happen, so I don't care. No,
she was scared to tell her daddy. She said, "Remember, she was scared to tell him because
if you're afraid to tell somebody, that means you shouldn't do it."
Well, yes, you and I know that, but you and I are not married to felons.
No.
No, I'm just playing. So she was scared to tell her daddy because the nigga's a felon. She didn't want to hear nothing. So she was like, all right, he'll find out afterwards. I don't think that. Yeah, I think that she was going to share with her father, but it just wasn't going to be in real time.
I guess.
But it sounded to me through that conversation like this had already happened.
Yeah.
Because her daddy would be even more mad.
But yeah, Unc was disappointed.
Yeah.
He's also kind of fine.
He's a handsome.
He was a handsome cat daddy. I was with it. I mean, so she's pretty too. So
yeah, she's a pretty girl.
You know, whatever. So he surprises her with a dinner on the beach. Now, every time there's a beach that happens on this show, it never goes right. Whether it's a wedding where white Nubian king tried to marry the white girl.
Yeah.
And she had a change in the bathroom of Long John Silver's.
Because y'all ain't blessing none of this bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Wind, kick up. Water, do your thing.
Right. When the Virginian Kim Kardashian and
absolutely not.
On the
Spirit wasn't having that.
Yeah, no.
Now this didn't go so wrong, but this is where he told us that he was a drug dealer still. So
and he didn't have to tell us
it was like nobody. I'm still dealing drugs. So
I just want to let everybody know I am not a terrorist.
I just want I'm so glad to know the world knows that Muslim does not mean terrorist.
Every time, because it comes.
Please stop fucking saying that.
It comes up when Puppy says she's not a drug dealer. It keeps coming up on Drag Race.
Like,
so it's like,
can y'all stop? Like,
yeah.
You earn everything. So he gets this dinner together, right? Mm-hmm. On the beach. Well, it didn't really go wrong. The dinner didn't go wrong.
It didn't go wrong.
It was probably the first time that a dinner didn't go wrong on the beach. But he did hire some chef who did a tomahawk steak.
They gave
with
all the Instagram Negro date night
everything.
things.
It had that useless fucking gold foil paper
steak, lobster,
on the tomahawk, lobster, shrimp, dessert, multiple mixers and cocktails. That was mixers for like a party, nigga.
Well, you see how he drinks.
But yes, I do. But also like it was High C and Sprite and 7-Up and Pepsi and fucking orange juice and cranberry juice and Capri Suns.
I think they try to bring a bar out to the thing.
Yeah, yes, with your Tahitian treat. But I was like, I was irritated by that gold fleck on that tomahawk steak.
Yeah, I hate gold-plated anything is literally.
Viewing a $600 steak from New Roy Steakhouse here in Miami. Is this $600 24-karat gold steak worth the price?
First of all, it should only be for desserts and only be for on a decorative piece on a steak that's
it's
so
literal.
dumb.
Fuck parsley. It's literal nigga glitter.
Yeah, it's glitter. It's edible glitter.
It's nigga glitter on your food.
Glitter. You're gonna be shitting out gold.
Why? Y'all want because they want to take pictures of their fucking food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't add any taste. It doesn't add any value. I don't know.
No, I feel like your blood is going to be slightly brown. But anyway, so they did this dinner on the beach, and she's all, oh baby. He was like, my wife loves this shit, so I'm gonna do this shit. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, nobody. I paid for this with drug money.
Yeah. And not saying he's dealing drugs. He's more so into distribution.
He did not say he said nobody.
Yeah.
I got the money for all this shit and nobody needs to ask me where it came from. And I was like, she asked you, right. And y'all can talk about that amongst yourselves. Mm-hmm. But here on this confessional, shut the fuck up, small man. Why y'all got to assert yourselves in the wrong way?
They keep like incriminating themselves, and I can't imagine what the editor has to go through. Nothing,
clearly, because it's still in the fucking show.
But I mean, imagine what they take out, Yeah. Because when Puppy and oh
my God.
And them, right? When he was like, he's a drug dealer. No, there's not. That fight was really about incrimination and not because of them lying of what she
That's exactly what it was about. And we saw more of that in the next episode.
Right.
Yes.
Let's take a break and we'll be back in a jiffy. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We know that certain neurotransmitters increase and some drop. Your cortisol level, the stress hormone, increases, causing you to feel nervous, while your oxytocin level increases, causing you to feel amorous.
And we're back.
Yes.
Let's move on. Where do you want to go next?
Because everybody else is in both episodes, right?
Yeah. So let's go with.
Let's go with Tammy Rivera, Wyatt Lato, and
they're not in every episode. You're right.
Yeah.
They're actually in the next one.
Yeah, let's go with them since they're only one episode, and then we can start, living for the city.
Okay. So the matching outfits are back. Yeah. And I'm glad they addressed hey, we look like construction workers.
Me too. Yeah. Because I was wondering. I was like, do they have to serve community service together?
Right.
Or what's happening?
That's cute. I'm glad that they're a self-aware couple.
No, they're self-aware.
They're a head-ass couple, but it's cute, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. So they go to see a doula. Mm-hmm. In true nigga fashion, he's like, what is that? Mm-hmm. I can be a doula.
I can be a doula. I rub your belly.
Right. Better not be no nigga doula. which is so strange because I'm like, how do men operate when a woman's OBGYN is a man doctor?
Fragilely, I don't know.
That's so stupid.
It's so fucking dumb.
It's so dumb. It's medical stuff. Nobody's trying to kick it to your boo piece. Like, there's nothing sexy having there's nothing sexy about the experience.
When they take that motherfucking gel and that shoehorn and stick it in your coochie.
I just learned, color me homosexual, but I just learned that sonograms are not just the gel and the and the thing.
No, sometimes it's the wand.
It's a big,
and they put the gel. They put a
14-inch medical cock,
and they put a medical condom on it.
Yeah,
and then they put the gel, and then they roop right up in you and to look around for things.
Yeah, I just learned that not too long ago.
So, the saline sonogram. And that's a procedure where we're trying to evaluate the intrauterine cavity. And it's done by placing a speculum into the patient's vagina.
Or you don't have insurance like I didn't for my first pregnancy. And you go to wherever they accept the Medicaid, and then a Russian doctor sticks his entire forearm up your poussoir.
Oh my God.
That's what happened. Tristan was ready to motherfucking fight.
Oh my God! They see a white doula in Pennsylvania because it's Pennsylvania. I can't imagine.
No, there's got to be a black doula
where they live.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
There's got to be at least one. We everywhere. We're like Mexicans.
Yeah, but I just don't see. I feel as though Justine and they're the type of blacks who lived in New England and they moved to Pennsylvania because it was cheaper. They wanted a house in the Poconos or whatever.
I mean, yes, they are giving me very much that, but also she has a white mother, and so she'll take a white doula where she may not go as hard to seek out.
That's true.
And this is all fair. Assumptions. I don't know.
Yeah, I just in my head I was just like, it's Pennsylvania and maybe based on locale. However, now that I think about it, that doesn't make sense because throughout the episode they act like they have money, right?
This is where I was with it was a challenge for me because I said, you just quit your job, girl. I don't even know if doulas are covered through insurance in general, because isn't that's a personal choice? Which I think I'm gonna do doula training, but
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and I feel like it's right
like
up my
midwife
alley.
training. That's your thing.
Yeah, I think I want to be.
And women need more support in that regard, especially black women, black and brown women,
black people. Yeah, because the
men need to work. Both the couple needs to work through that together.
There are trans men who are having babies and they deserve doulas, and black women deserve doulas, and black people who are having babies deserve doulas. So I'm true. You know what? And I feel like that's right up my alley. But anyway, but she may not have gone as hard to seek out a black doula
as she could have,
as you and I would.
Yeah. Because and then again, the big question is how are they paying for this? Because I just don't.
You quit your job, girl. His sneakers are not selling like that.
Did you see them boxing up the sneakers that he had? The one box? The one sneaker?
I said, did one of your old blockmates order this or what happened? Who ordered these sneakers? One of your child's classmates? He was able to talk him into my daddy's cool and he sells sneakers exactly off the Alibaba. Did you say it's the Alibaba?
Yeah, AliExpress, one of them. Listen. I know a Shein shoe when I see one.
I know a wholesale item when I spot it.
I live in LA. That's all they wear.
Right. Well, Canal Street. It's whatever. Yeah. It's coastal, nigga. Yes, I started boxing up his one order. So, they go to the white doula, and she's, giving them all the ins and outs. And, Justine's like, I want to be holistic and organic and eat my placenta.
Yeah, I don't really understand placenta play, but I'll let y'all have that.
It is supposed to carry, like, an extensive amount of nutrients,
So
which is why you can dehydrate it and put it in capsules, and
that's why we have Centrum
and sea moss. I did not do it. Does that mean that I never would? No, I just didn't do it the first time. But I was also young and poor.
It's so interesting to. I mean, I know that it's a thing. I know it's a thing.
Very much so.
And I also could be cultural too, because I know there's probably people in different cultures who use the placenta and things or whatever to re-eat it. I just don't know.
Is it because you don't have none? Or?
No, because it's like
because it's gross. Because it looks disgusting. Is that what it is? It is full of nutrients, though. Full.
Would you eat the wall off your first apartment?
That's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. I came up in the 80s. There was asbestos in there. Like, what are you asking? Are you saying there's asbestos in my pussy? What is... You just called me asbestos pussy.
No, I did not.
You did.
What I said
what you said was there's lead in your pussy. And
yes, that's exactly what I said. You are in the Manhattan Project, okay? No, what I mean is the fact that... Okay, I know Fat Bastard said on Austin Powers, everybody likes their own brand. Okay. But still...
Let's have a smell, all right? Ooh, wafting, wafting. Oh, everyone likes their own brand, don't they? This is magic.
It's just... There's one thing to... Okay, so let me ask you this. So, at a long time, like in the 80s, I think Barbara Walters interviewed... who's the nigga that I have? Saddam Hussein.
Okay. Oh.
And while they were drinking, while she met with him for tea, he was drinking urine.
Oh, yes. So
essentially, they boil his own urine to drink it because it boils out all the...
Him and Sebi.
Yeah. Do you not think of that as the same thing?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Nigga, you're not going to be up here eating ribs and then fucking pissing out and being like, yes, because I nurture my own. Like, Sebi went blind, right? And I don't know if that's like nigga logic or if that's for real. And people was like, yeah, he went blind because he was trying to cleanse from... No, nigga, he was drinking his own pee. And that's just... You put your pee on your feet when a jellyfish stings you. You don't ingest it. But I don't think that's the same.
Okay. How is it not?
Because the placenta is what is holding your baby and shit while it is inside and holding life.
Which is my apartment joke.
No, I have to go pee right now. That's leaving. There's nothing living in my pee right now.
But your placenta leaves your body too.
Actually, there is something living in my pee right now. And if somebody asked me to do it for them,
oh my God,
they would fail.
Oh my gosh.
But your placenta.
My thing is, all of these things evacuate your body, yes? Okay. And so therefore, not saying you would or you're currently, but you're ingesting the things that you have harvested, whether it's urine or a placenta.
Not the same. The urine don't hold the nutrients that the placenta holds. But what if sea moss was well placenta?
I don't know how to go from there, so I'm just going to move on. So her son Santana with an H.
Oh my God. What? Because what?
I'm like, Santana.
That's how I be writing. When me and Santana like text each other, it should be like, oh, Jade. Like she'll spell it and I'll be like, oh, Santana. And I'll do it with an H. But I'm like, nigga, every day?
Yeah. That's a commitment, girl.
Right? Like, that's your signature.
Yeah, I know. Why? So, yeah. He's the young, gentle person.
Yeah.
That we kind of already knew was going to struggle when Michael got there. Because as soon as Michael got there, he was like, I ain't calling that nigga daddy.
What?
I was like,
I'm calling that nigga sir.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Gentleman that happens to live in my dwelling, in my domicile. Barkeep.
Oh, my God.
Bring me my Capri
His
Sun.
friend come over and be like, "Who's that?" That's just the help.
Yeah. Benson, come. So, but we learned that he is on the autism spectrum.
Yes, he's on the spectrum.
And so he's high functioning, but there's a lot of things that, that Justine has been dealing with on her own. And understandably so, that this can be a challenge when you are raising a child that has special needs. And so it was weird because it's like Michael kind of came up to him and he just kicked him away. Now, part of me was like, I don't think that has anything to do with the autism. More so, that nigga was annoying. It was like, get away.
Right? Get away from me.
Go away. You and your hair. Go away, hair.
Scram, Samson.
Yeah. So, he kind of like has a tantrum and responds negatively to like the response, right? And so they have like this weird conversation because back in the doula office they were arguing. Yeah. Because this nigga thinks like all men do, and I'm sure that your husband has had this conversation too, about buying land in a foreign place like Nebraska.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
It wasn't that, but it was more along the lines of, I love you, my dear, if you're listening to this, but you and I both know that I'm telling the truth.
All niggas have this thing
because came to me and said, well, because he's in real estate, so he studies the market and sees what's what. But he was like, how you feel about going to Alabama for a little bit? And I was like, how do you feel about no?
Yeah,
like
no.
Nigga, what? I'm not.
Absolutely not.
First of all, do you see what's happening in Alabama right now with women's rights? There is a lady who said she is married, right? Y'all think women's rights applies to she's a whore, and if she wants to get an abortion, we're cutting that shit off.
That's not it.
That's not. That is like the tiniest fraction of this whole equation.
Far from.
So this lady and her husband got pregnant, or this lady got pregnant. She's married. The lady is having a crazy miscarriage right now. Oh, no. And they cannot administer drugs to her for her to expel the rest of that fetus from her body. So she is having to suffer and go through this, which then could cause other harm to her body, leak toxins and all kinds of all manners of things. And the doctor is just helpless. The doctor's sitting here like, I'll go to jail if I give this to you. Like my hands are tied. Residents are not going to Alabama to study any longer. Like this impacts so many other things. So when he said, how do you feel about Alabama? I was like, absolutely the motherfucker not. No. Isn't that where they boiled that white man and fried green tomatoes?
They did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What did Kia and Toya say? Them ribs boiled, you boiled them ribs, didn't you? Right. But yeah, no. But yes, that's been my experience. That's the extent of my experience with a nigga telling me he wants to buy land somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, and it's obscure. It's always in an obscure place. And it's like, where?
Like, sir, you're not Jay-Z. This is not you lamenting about how you should have bought Dumbo. Like, nobody wants to fucking move to Omaha.
No, not at all.
Nobody.
All right. So, he wants to buy land and build a house and yada, yada, yada for all his 27 children.
With his sneaker money.
Yeah. And so back at the ranch, they have a family meeting because they want to incorporate the children's opinions on where they move next.
Her children's opinions.
Yes, her children's opinions, because they're there and, his
or not.
His or not.
Yeah.
And they decide between Texas and Nevada.
Can he leave?
No.
First and foremost. No. Why are we having this conversation?
At this point, now I know he can leave because they doing club appearances.
While she pregnant?
I mean,
just
do
asking.
you think that she would have?
I guess. I don't.
I think.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Pregnant or not, I did not know niggas were still doing club appearances.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing that happens anymore.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know the club was a thing anymore.
Oh, honey.
I thought niggas went to the club with the thing that they put on
in
their
the metaverse.
Face. Yeah.
No. We outside now.
Oh, niggas still in the club.
If you see us in the club, we'll be acting real nice. If you see us on the floor, you'll be watching all night. We ain't here to hurt nobody. So give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Wanna see you work your body. So give it to me, give it to me.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
You didn't see the basketball nigga who John Morant, who was in the club, who
That's
has
a
a
strip
200.
club. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Why are they? Okay, listen. I don't know the whole. I think the man had his gun on Instagram Live and it wasn't registered.
Either way, he was brandishing a gun on Instagram Live.
He was doing it like that young man who was dancing to the I put a new parties on it.
Yeah. Just like, ooh, nigga, I gotta get.
But okay, and like, foolish little nigga, you are. Why would you do that? But also, now why are they villainizing him for being in the strip club with money on the floor? Like it's.
Now that is not a problem.
I was like, what?
Having a gun in the club is a problem.
So the gun was in the club.
Yeah.
He was brandishing the gun in the club.
Yeah, while on Instagram.
He wasn't in his house.
No, he was in the club.
How old is this young man?
Old enough to know better. Old enough to have a $200 million.
Oh no!
And have.
You see, this is why I keep telling Halle Bailey to get away from that nigga. Y'all, they all go together.
Listen, actually, I can't say what I want to say.
No, you should just say it.
Okay, I'll say it.
Nothing.
I get that people are young and the young people make mistakes.
Yeah, we made them.
I'm doing a really good job at cleaning this up as I talk.
Okay.
I just want us as black people to know that certain end goals or what you think is a goal should not be the end goal.
Yeah.
That's where I'll go. Yeah. Because
and you a motherfucking Disney princess.
Yeah, like where you I understand people are like, this is a profession versus my personal life and stuff. I'm like, yeah, however, as you become a creative, those things meet. And those things become synonymous, right? And so like
bitch, you don't work at the Fat Burger no more.
Yeah, like no one gives a fuck about what you do in relation, like in the world. Unfortunately, if you have a regular 9 to 5, right? Like you could just.
That's sad. That's sad.
I know. Like I don't want to say that you don't matter, but in the large grand scheme of things, most of us are blips on anybody's radar.
Yeah.
However, when you have like a celebrity who is on the road to Academy Award shit.
And listen,
I know.
No, that sounds elitist and terrible. But
I just want us.
Girl, you a motherfucking Disney princess, bitch. Yeah. And if it was me, and I would want somebody to shake me and tell me, bitch, you a motherfucking Disney princess, bitch. Don't fumble this shit.
Right. It's hard to have
And same to the Jean Morin. Like you. Nigga, what are you doing?
He wears coon draws. I'm telling you, any nigga that
they got holes.
No,
oh,
those Ethica draws,
the plaid ones.
No, oh no, those are prison draws.
Oh no, those are nigga draws.
No, okay, I'm talking about the coon ones with the Ethica that they sell at the Foot Locker. You talking about the fresh outs, the boxers, the plaids that
like fucking nigga on a futon draws.
Yeah, or they fuck you with the hole. Through the hole, yeah.
You're not doing that. Chafing me up with that fucking.
Those are the niggas when they wear boxers like that.
Now stop it, nigga. You know that's not big enough to go through that thing.
They try to fuck you through that little pee hole. It's like, girl, respect me.
Not through that musty asshole.
RESPE, respect me.
They know because. First of all, if you fuck a nigga without a fitted sheet on his bed, you might deserve whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Ass nigga. All my young people out there who are fucking young niggas. These are the questions that I want you to ask these niggas if you're going over to their places. And I say young people because this is all encompassing. First, I want y'all to look at the base of the toilet and look at the base of the tub. Ask this nigga, when is the last time he changed his sheets on his bed? Make sure the bed has a fitted sheet. You can tell if a sheet has been on a bed for an extended period of time. Pull back the pillowcase on the pillows and look at the state of the pillow. Does it have stains? Is it flattened to beyond usage? Has it ever been washed or replaced? Love yourselves, young human beings. Love yourselves more.
Yeah. Let's take a break.
Okay.
And we'll be back after this message. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
But before I could formulate my next question, my then 95-year-old grandmother spoke up and she said, "You youngsters don't know anything about love." And I was shocked and I said, "Yeah, I know. That's why we're talking about this."
And we're black. I do want to shout out a wonderful dispensary.
Oh, yes.
That Jade and I went to here in downtown Los Angeles called Green Queen.
Green Queen with a Q. I mean K.
QWEEN.
Oh, QW. That's what it was. I knew one of the spellings was different.
Yeah. You know, Queen, like.
Yes, Queen.
Yeah. It is a person of color owned as well as queer owned.
Queer owned dispensary.
We had a couple of fabulous ladies curate some dank shit for us.
Oh, yes.
And they're reasonably priced.
And I went back.
Oh, yeah?
The next day.
Yeah.
And I bought more things.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Support our, support the troops.
Support the community. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk the rest of these people.
Also, Gorilla Wellness RX.
Oh, yes, and Gorilla Wellness
Black
RX.
woman, mother, daughter owned. Okay.
Love them.
Tell them Jade and XD sent you. Shout out to Cakes. Okay, yes. Who's next?
Let's go with Taylor and Chance, White Apollo, and Fed Up. I really want to call her weak, but she's pregnant, so she can't do much.
Oh, I'll call her weak.
Okay.
That ain't no problem.
All right, cool.
I actually want to.
I want her to, because.
Is it weak or she's goofy?
She is really pregnant, and I feel like this pregnancy might be whooping her ass. And
No,
she also
it might
has
be.
3 other kids, and it's just
But she's still goofy, though. She says goofy shit. She's like.
I see why she needs Bobby.
Yeah. She needs her muscle.
Yeah.
Because.
It's rough out here.
She's not all the way. Now, I think. All right. So let's get to the business. Your boy is in big major shitty debt. The nigga has 432 credit cards since he got out. If you've listened to Jade and XD covering Love After Lockup, you found out that he is just spending money out the motherfucking wazoo. We found out he's spending more.
Yeah, so he decides to buy a power washer because he feels as though that's going to be an investment in his power washing business so that they can make money.
That's the one smart dollar that he spent. This bitch said he spent $300 on CoinMaster or something on his phone. I'd rather you buy a motherfucking power washer, because he said if niggas see me power washing driveways and houses, then they gonna want their shit, and he's not wrong.
No,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
The way he spends his money outside of that.
Right. Now he goes over to his homeboy's house to give him a free power wash. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
That's always like that how it is. Let me come wash your driveway.
Right. So he's on the phone, he's talking to his friend, and then he gets a phone call. However, back with Taylor, she's with her homegirl.
Shopping for baby. Well,
I buy
window shopping.
What my They're window shopping.
She goes, oh, I wish I could afford this onesie.
Yeah. First of all, they're window shopping at a discount store. So that should tell you something. We're not being elitist. It's more so that this nigga has so much debt.
His debt is wild.
That her homegirl says, and I quote, maybe you should go to a baby pantry.
What's that?
You know how they have like the food pantry for people, but they have shit for babies like formula, clothing, diapers.
But the crazy part about it is they both work. She works, right?
I don't think so.
Or she doesn't work?
No.
Well, he works. And she's been able to sustain her and her 3 children all of this time before he came into her life. Now she's pregnant with another baby, and you can't damn near afford to buy a onesie.
No.
Because this nigga has a spending problem.
Yeah. And we learn later that it's a goes down the lineage. Because
Allegedly.
he gets a phone call from his son.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know that before all the years that he's been on us, because they've been with us for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a son who's about 21. And of course, they never had a really good relationship. You know, he was with his mom, and Chance was out here
on drugs,
really bad. And so
his son is evidence that sometimes the father not being in your life is the best thing.
Listen, sometimes a prayer unanswered is a blessing. Okay. Whew, been there, girl.
Same. Same.
Yeah. So he gets so excited to talk to his son. He's like, oh, I'll buy you a plane ticket to come down here. Now, in my head, I know that they don't have a lot of money, but I do think this wasn't the worst idea of him spending money. Right?
I'd rather you spend $300 on seeing your child than on fucking Coinmaster or whatever the fuck.
Right. So,
Candy Crush.
She's struggling a lot, and so whatever. He doesn't tell her right away about the plane ticket, and so the next day he's like rubbing her feet, and he's like, oh, you know, hey, so
I got some bad news for you.
Right. And she's like, oh hell, what the fuck now?
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell like she's not mad at this. Normally she's upset or whatever, but she's like, I wish you would have said something. Like, she's just like, you could have just easily said, hey, before I say yes to buying you a ticket, let me talk to Taylor and figure some shit out. And then he says some wild shit. He says, until we're married, you don't have a say so.
That was wild with them having a child together. Yeah. I will say this.
Uh-huh.
You know I don't stand behind nothing this nigga does.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to consult you when I'm making plans with my child whose life I've been absent from for an extended period of time. Am I going to give you the decency of talking to you because we live in the same household and all that? Yeah, but I'm not getting ready to tell my son whose life I have not been a part of that I need to go talk to my girlfriend first before I make a plan. I'm going to make a plan, then I'm going to go back and be like, listen, this is something I had to do, and I'm talking to you about it.
Yeah.
That's the only. Everything else he should have been talked to her about. The debt shit, the this, the that, like all of that. Yes, talk to her, but I don't think a consultation needs to be had. Like, this should be a no-brainer.
Yes. However, he's demonstrated that he's incapable of being responsible with money, and to being communicative. So I'm kind of like, I agree in the sense that this is my child and I shouldn't have to make concessions or anything. Like, there's somebody I want to make amends with, because it's the same issue that I have with Sean and Sarah, right? Mm-hmm. However, there is a level of you're not good with this in general. So this leads me to believe that you're spending way more than you've proven to be untrustworthy, essentially. And so therefore, I don't know what is, if this is a ticket for your son to come, or is this another car or something? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then, well, we'll find out what happened in this episode. Because this is what pissed me off when they went to dinner or whatever. So, he's like, but then he guilt her about being a better parent. I want to be a better parent, and that's not fair. I didn't like that.
No,
because yes, this is a great way for you to mend the bridges and fences with your son.
But you also like, nigga, you're fucking up outside of this relationship.
Yeah.
If it was just this, that'd be one thing. If it was, but it's the fact that you will go down and spend $140 at the 7-Eleven because you don't have any control.
Period. Exactly.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Sometimes things happen that are just out of your control. This is one of those times.
So, Ethan comes. His son. They're strangers.
Young
they don't know each other
at all. Young Twilight.
Yeah. Long hair.
Lil Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Calm spirit.
Yeah, so they're cool. They get along. He meets.
I did laugh when he was like, "Well, I'm gonna take my son to the strip club," and he's like, "There's a strip club, and we can." And I looked at that boy immediately, and he goes, "I won't be going to the strip club."
Right. And not because of he's very nerdy and geeky. I'm sure he plays Dungeons and Dragons.
That's not. I just laughed that was.
Why would that be the one thing that you want to do?
Because he's a aged good old boy, white American. Of course, we're going to the strip club to drink beer and eat ribs. Yeah, nigga, of course that's what he thinks is going to be the ultimate bonding experience with his son.
I'm so glad I don't have a dad. Anyway,
I'm sure he was too after he left his fucking.
That sounds so draining to have a father. I mean, it depends. There's great ones out there. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
And if you had great ones in your life, that's wonderful.
I
but
did.
as for me and my household, perfect.
You're like, father, not totally Ness.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying at the top of this. I was like, this nigga was better off.
Yeah.
And there's so many of you.
You think you're better off alone. I do.
You think you're better off alone.
I absolutely do, actually. I am wonderful and fabulous. So we learned they go to a bar and grill, a nondescript bar and grill. It just said bar and grill on the door.
Yep.
We learn a lot about Ethan. Ethan didn't know that Chance was his father until he was 13. He thought some other abusive nigga was his dad, and
he was like, "Who dodged that bullet too?"
Yeah.
I was like,
"Thank God, my daddy is an abuser. He's just a drug dealer and a bank robber."
I'd rather that.
Yeah, that's cool. So they share, experiences. Ethan has a little trouble with money.
Yes.
And spending, and so does, like father, like son.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, he's like crying, like, I was on drugs and I'm so sorry. And, I was a bad father.
Mm-hmm. You were.
Yeah. And that's cool. So later on that eve, they go to this place called Elio's. There's an Elio's in every city. Not to say that it's not a chain. I'm just saying there's always a random.
Yes.
We're going to Mario's or Elio's.
Or a random Italian.
Yeah.
Tuscaneria.
Yeah, Ristorante. Yes, restaurant with an E and an I.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out where those go.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a big fancy dinner. He's eating ossobuco.
Yeah, shrimp scampi.
Yeah, they love a shrimp scampi pizza, which is a thing for them, and I don't understand what that entails.
I don't want that.
Shrimp and cheese is just not the jam.
It's not for your girl.
Yeah,
it's not a combination I love.
I don't like the Alfredo, like creamy, and the cheese. Like, I don't know.
That's why I'm not into shrimp tacos. I'm not really into shrimp tacos. I will eat them, but I'm not it's not my go-to.
But they don't have to have cheese on them.
They don't have to.
I don't get even on my fish tacos. I don't get cheese on them. Like I'll just whatever the crema is.
I'm kind of good on my seafood and my tacos, except for from one place they make. Like I don't mind a fish taco if it's a really good fish taco.
I'm trying to understand your rationale why you don't like a shrimp taco.
I just don't really like. I'll eat my shrimp other ways with other stuff, but I don't really just want
not like a fried shrimp taco with like a cabbage slaw type.
I'll try it if it's there, and it'll probably be delicious, but it's probably not something I'm going to go order.
I'm so shocked, huh?
Like I give me a nice classic taqueria taco first before I'm gonna eat.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking about like.
I also have a personal affliction to gentrified tacos.
You can have taco like Cameron. That's how you say it, right?
Camarones, yeah,
Camarones,
which is different. That's why I said there's one place I will eat, but for the most part,
like I'm not telling you to go to like get a mixed shrimp taco. You know, like, I'm telling you to like from anywhere. I'm just in general, like even if you made it yourself.
Yeah, I probably won't make shrimp tacos.
All right, well, let's wrap them up. So they go to this big fancy dinner. And they can't pay for it.
I wish you'd stop calling it that.
For them, it was big and fancy. Because she kept calling it big and fancy. That nigga was eating osobuco. It's been a while since I've had osobuco.
You're right.
That's an expensive dish. Like in restaurant, you know? So they talk about the baby that's on the way. First of all, Ethan don't like the fact that this baby's on the way.
Don't at
Because he was
all.
like, I think it's funny how...
No, it was the way he did it. He was like, so the baby's room. And he was like, baby. He's like, oh, yeah, we having a baby. And he's like, wow, that's crazy, especially since you've been absent until today. But,
right.
Good. Congratulations, niggas.
I'm glad this baby has a family to be with.
Right. He's like,
2 parents.
Never mind you doing right by the niggas who you did wrong by, but
Yeah,
it's
cool.
It's all bueno.
Right. So, the son is coming. The child is going to be named Mason Carter, and he tells, how did you come up with that name? Well, now, first, I'm going to tell you what he said and then my thoughts.
Right. Yes, please. Because you know what it is.
He was like, ancestrally,
he said,
Mason.
with my ancestors.
With my ancestors, Mason is the thing. And then we have another somewhere down the line with Carter.
First of all, y'all giving reference to your ghosts.
Right. I was like, white people don't have ancestors. Like what? Like Ben Franklin?
Like Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, like no. Like ew.
Slave owners?
Yeah, that's what they were.
Christopher Columbus.
They were slave owners. Anytime my ancestors, slavers.
Slavers? Oh, okay. Call them what they are.
Let's call them what they are.
Colonized ancestors.
Ancestors. But the real story was these 2 niggas went to Hobby Lobby and saw 2 blankets and was like, oh, that's crude.
No, and your girl was sitting up here looking at him like, what's up, baby?
Like, so you just gonna sit up here and lie.
So she get in the confessional. She said, Chance has an issue with telling the truth. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so he lies to his son, who ought to add insult to injury that the fact that you just weren't in his life at all. You right. Now lied to him about his lineage.
Right. And which made him feel worse because of the fact that he has no connection to his family,
and he thinks that you're being intentional with the way that you're naming this baby.
Right. I think it would have came out way better if you would have said you got the blanket story.
I don't know if he was trying to impress his son, because his son clearly thinks about life a little deeper than he does.
Sure, he wears eyeliner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He had a wingtip eyeliner.
He did, and when he started crying, I was wondering. I said, "What kind of eyeliner is that?"
Exactly.
It didn't
smudge at all.
It didn't smudge. I was like, "Oh, put that on the list." But
I know he wear Bobby Brown.
Oh, you think that's what it is? No, Elf will smudge.
Oh, okay.
Might be NARS.
Yeah, it's NARS.
Might be NARS.
Yeah.
He's clearly wearing something good. Oh, he could be shocking us. It could be an NYX. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, a heavy pencil. Yeah, that could be a thing.
Could be. But the young man, what was I saying?
The blankets.
Oh yeah, because he was like, "Where did you all pick this name from?" And I wondered if Chance felt bad, like, "Oh, I have to give something that sounds intentional," or if he really just got an issue and just be lying for no reason. Something tells me it's the latter.
It's that.
Yeah,
it's that. So then the bill comes. They do it like, a group dinner.
Yeah.
But betwixt them two.
Yeah.
Let me put 20 on this card, 30 on here, and the rest on this.
Put this here, and this right here.
We didn't even see the bill, how much it came up to.
I'm going to assume it was somewhere in the 300s.
That's fair.
That's what, just for the amount of niggas.
Yeah, it's 3 kids and 3 adults. That's a lot. And they
maybe
had
2
pizza,
something.
and they had pizza and shrimp,
liquor,
and I'm assuming alcohol.
Okay, not that much though. She can't drink.
He's driving, I'm assuming, and the boy.
Bill was probably 2 something.
Yeah,
almost 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know they didn't tip nothing but $7. So.
No. Well, that was them. Let's go on. We have like 2 more folks to do.
Okay, I know you know who we're ending with. So who's second to last?
Let's do. Well, actually, we have 3 more people.
Oh.
Yeah, we have Amber and Puppy.
Oh.
Let's do them second to last.
Yeah.
So let's go with Sean and Sarah.
Oh God. I was. Yeah, okay. Start smelling wet all of a sudden.
Right. So in the previous episode, before this recent one, she goes to link up. Sarah goes to link up with her ex, but oddly enough, his sister shows up.
Yes.
I'm gonna speed through them because I don't care about.
I don't get at all actually.
So
except for their big Marie Kondo baby.
Yeah,
it's cute.
Yeah, that's it. So his sister comes as a pitch hitter, and it's just weird because she shows up, and then all of a sudden he FaceTimes her. Apparently, oh boy was in rehab.
Yep,
didn't tell her. He's trying to get his life together, but he's also like, baby, please give me a chance. I want to be better. But she's like, nigga, you still in rehab.
She's
and
like,
I'm married.
yeah, nigga, you use drugs still.
Yeah, and so whatever. He doesn't think that her marriage is gonna last, though. I don't think it either. But
I don't either. No.
It is what it is.
She's getting she both of them is stupid. Her and the nigga never really officially broke up. They just both got arrested, and then that was all she wrote. She has chosen to keep the baby away from him all this time because he uses drugs, but then also says
I didn't realize Abby was 8.
8, yeah.
That's
and the
old.
mother took care of her for 6 of the years. But apparently when Sarah was locked up, he had the opportunity to contribute and to actually be a part of Abby's life, but never made an effort to do so.
Exactly.
So Meth Piggy is like, fuck that nigga, no.
While she was attempting to cheat on her husband, she gets home. And
because that's what happened.
Yeah, she gets home and she's just fuming mad because she ain't get no dick or attention.
Yeah.
And so he comes in and starts playing video games with his son again, and she's like, no, fuck you, and I'm gonna burn this shit to the ground.
Yeah.
And he explains, he's like, I'm trying to rebuild this relationship with my son. And she's kind of like, yeah, fuck your son. I need
fuck
attention
your son.
now.
Yeah, fuck me on the swing, but you didn't. So
yeah, and so they have an argument, and then it's done, and then he goes back on playing video games. She's like, did you not just fucking hear me? Anywho, next day. Again, speeding through this.
Yep.
Next day, he's up here being husband of the year. He's up here doing feedings of this cute baby.
Learning her name.
Yeah. Figuring out what babies do.
Yeah.
And
testing if she's allergic to peanut butter or not.
Right. Those type of things when you come in, across a new creature that you're unfamiliar with. So she comes downstairs and she's like, "Oh, look at you being a decent human being." She's like, "Yeah, I want to do more. I want to be better.
I want to go to heaven."
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to go to hell. Like, I know I'm going, so I'm trying to repent now because death's door is right there.
If you go to heaven, and you do not see me there, that means you are in hell.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like, I forget too, he's almost 50.
Yeah, I also forget that he has 25 children.
Yeah, so I also think she's requiring a lot from him that he just doesn't have the energy for.
This is also true. Like, girl, he can't fuck like that, like you, like that no more. You're not even 30 yet.
Yeah, like old nigga sex is real. It's great, but it's also efficient. You know what I mean? It's not all the time.
It's getting to the point.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
It is
in
concise.
the best way possible.
Yes, concise, good. It's
40% of people aged between 65 and 80, let me repeat that number, 65 and 80, because I think it's fantastic, report being sexually active. That's actually positive. Another study reported by the New York Times.
Apparently, the young people are having issues
because they listen. I was on what social media app? One of them, Facebook. Twig Talk Book, and they had they were making a punch like a Gria. But they added all that horny honey and shit in it.
Like horny goat weed?
No, like you know how they have like the dick pills at the gas station?
Yes, like
they have
weed.
but they have that shit in like honey form. And so now they've just been putting that horny honey shit on everything.
These niggas are taking Viagra. These niggas they can't get their little pitos up.
Yeah.
When I was young, you used to have to get niggas off of you. What has happened?
GMOs. Nobody's going to the gym anymore.
They don't dance.
They smoke a lot of weed. And when you smoke a lot of weed, it's just fine. You still got to be active and stuff.
You do have to be active. You can't just sit in the crib.
Yeah, and eat nuggets. Like, it's not, all these niggas have big ass dicks and they
porn
can't.
And taking Viagra at 23.
Yeah. And I get ED. ED is something that, it could happen to anybody at any age.
We're not talking about
but it is
medical clinical ED.
It is a thing, though, that a lot of young people aren't having dysfunction issues, erectile dysfunction issues.
But it's because of
a lot of factors, because of not taking care of themselves, because of not being active, not because of... the young folks are depressed, Jay.
They are. They're so sad.
Listen, that's why that TikTok was like, we got to bring Coke back to music, because that's where all the bops happen. Life was a lot more livelier.
Still.
Yeah, but that's...
No, it's friend. They're doing cocaine.
I know.
They're doing a lot of drugs.
I know. They're doing all of it.
I think it's too many drugs.
Exactly.
Not to sound like
you got to limit. You got to go back to the big three.
You see what I'm saying? Because the niggas used to lace their blunts with coke, and it's
exactly. But that's because, again, economy is bad. Niggas can't afford coke to put in their blunts anymore.
So what are they putting in their blunts then?
Well,
okay.
I can't say that on here, but we know.
You can, because you're not doing it. If that nigga got on Love After Lockup and told us all that he paid for this gold steak with drug money.
They're putting the nil in it.
The what?
Fentanyl.
Oh.
Yes, there's people people are being poisoned with fentanyl, but there's also people who actively use it, like the white girl.
The white girl who says she was using $600 to $700 a day.
How are you alive now?
How are you doing anything?
She is AI.
Look, we got to look at the heads. We got to check the heads, nigga.
Check the hair.
She's contemplating cheating on her nigga with her old drug nigga, and she's plotting on her child having a relationship with her father behind her husband's back. And all of this he deserves, because he's been a terrible human being all his life. But I still feel bad for the girl.
Yeah. So
for the child.
Right. So she goes to have a breast augmentation consultation.
Yeah.
Because she wants a mommy makeover, because she's not necessarily happy with the way her body works post-pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And so during the consult,
he calls Kelly ugly.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
so
no,
essentially, he is very insecure about Sarah getting implants because he knows that she is out of his league. I'm glad he knows that. And he thinks that if she gets this boob job,
don't understand
that she's going to leave him. And so he's kind of like, well, with Kelly didn't worry about all that. She was just into him, and he could just kind of
he called Kelly ugly because he said she's out of my league.
Yeah.
And I'm insecure. So what you trying to say is this lady who you had 25 children with,
mm-hmm.
who you knew she was going to be around, and you basically called her ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, that's fucked up.
I mean, is that the worst thing he's probably said or done to her?
It's definitely not. He didn't help her raise the 25 children.
No. So, I mean, it's probably not the first time.
The movie Yours, Mine, Ours, they combined the families. He was like, yours, mine, and yours. Like, those are your kids.
Right.
I ain't doing shit with them.
Right. Like, ooh, no.
But yeah, now she like kind of feels bad. She's still getting her titties done. We gonna find out if she cheats on him. The rehab drug nigga baby father was like, I don't give a fuck about nothing you talking about. I don't give a fuck about your marriage. I've been here. I'm gonna be here. And she didn't mention her new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she talks about her mom. She tells, the old boy calls. He's out of rehab. And he's like, I'm ready to scoop you up. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's be a family. And she's like, I need to talk to my mama first because she's the one that raised our daughter. So hold up.
Oh, Meth Piggy.
She goes to see Meth Piggy. And Meth Piggy was like, hell no.
She's like, get that nigger out of here.
Right. She's like, get that nigga. I hate that nigga now. I got the rope right here.
I got the rope right here. Code 10. Code 10. We got some hungry looking niggas in the back. She was not having it. She said, let me tell your little ass something. Well, you was locked up and I was raising a baby for 6 years. That nigga was not. And he ain't do shit. He ain't called me. He ain't asked me if I needed no diapers. He didn't ask me if I needed no formula. That nigga didn't say, poof, how is the baby?
No.
Nothing. She's like, so fuck that nigga. He can't have shit to do with my grandbaby.
Period.
Poo.
And that was them.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Continue with my grandmother, because the date, the question was the date. I said, how long do you need to wait before you have sex? She says, you wait until you have sex until he falls in love.
All right, let's Amber and Puppy and Monique and Derek.
Was the rose supposed to be lovely? Was the rose supposed to be lovely? Sounds like a love song. Sounds like a love song. Most incredible, baby.
So beautiful and so clear it seems. Sounds like a love song to me. My
Song cry because Puppy is the saddest person in Love After Lockup.
She's the Shirley Murdoch of the show.
She's the Shirley Murdoch of Love After Lockup. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah, so a couple episodes ago, Joe for the Facts of Life, or Amber, goes over to talk to TC.
Yeah.
Because they got to apologize for the brouhaha that happened the night before.
Yeah.
She clarifies to him what he says about them being dealers. And she was like, I may have said that out of hurt.
And I could have been wrong for saying that if I said it.
If I said it. a long time ago in 1994.
Okay, not today because nobody's selling drugs now here.
Because that was a long time ago.
Back in the day when we was younger, we was some kids anymore. But some days we wish we was some kids again.
Eric is back.
Yeah.
Property taxes
Ugly
due.
nigga.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when Joe from Facts of Life said no, I'm not dagging, she was like, she had to find a way.
She got her a frog.
Right. So, they owe about $3,000 on the house that I thought they lost, but they're about to lose it now.
Yeah.
The divorce is finalized. So like she wants more responsibility, Puppy does, but we learn that Eric she's not allowed to have money or a car or access to things.
Yeah. Like women's rights who?
Yeah, that's
human rights what?
That's what Stalker Channing went through on Tu Wong Fu. Remember where she in Tu Wong Fu where she couldn't leave the city or the town or whatever. And but he was also beaten on.
Wasn't that what they did to Britney Spears?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they doing. That's what he doing to Puppy.
Mm-hmm.
You may have no rights, Sophia.
Right. So back to the shit. TC does not like Puppy. He feels as though that Puppy is a source of negativity and a source of holding Amber back.
Yes, and while TC is racist gator skin, he also does. He has a point.
I don't disagree because we learn that. Oh, I had to write this down. She is on. Her parole ends in 2025, but she is on probation until she's 60.
Amber, yeah.
Amber, right?
Amber is on probation until she's 60.
His argument is that she brings a lot of shit up, and so if you get caught up with that again, with her emotional stuff with Eric, you're going to be locked up.
And while Puppy has been sad as long as we've known her, her being with this frog nigga is the saddest we've ever seen her for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Like she's always been sad and I feel so bad for her.
Ever since she got out and Amber said no.
Yeah. I feel like I don't feel bad for her for that because like hold your boundaries, queen, whatever, you know.
Yeah. But she just doesn't this is a very long breakup that she's not doing well with.
She's not doing well at all. She doesn't know how to get back on her feet and she needs a proper support system.
Right. And, you know, TC tells us he kind of grew up in a white trap house, so he's trying to make it so that his kids aren't around in that stuff because he was really freaked out.
Yeah.
And I would be too. Fuck out of here. You're not going to do all that in front of my kids. It's the first time
are not getting ready to be doing this nigga shit in front of my seed.
Right. Exactly. So, next episode.
Yes.
Queen is back. Retta's back.
Our girl. Did she go to jail for a hot set?
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out when they filmed this because I don't know if this happened before or after.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she got this fresh $150 on her face.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that's from. But
we hold you strong, Queen Retta.
Right.
Yeah.
So anywho, Queen is coming with the truth. She was like, I never liked that nigga Eric. Puppy need to go and she need to figure something out. Come on.
Y'all
they
don't
going
really
up the wrong side of the street.
Oh, maybe they are going something like that.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm like, TC, you've never been able to really, and which is not his fault, right? He's never been able to properly give Puppy a chance because as long as he's known her, she's been mixed up with Eric and it's been this.
Yeah.
But I think underneath the surface of it, he doesn't really, it's Eric who is the problem. I mean, Puppy is
the
problem.
Yeah.
But Eric is like the problem.
Yes. So they three-way Puppy on the phone. Well, they call Puppy and they put on speakerphone. Puppy tells us and them that okay, hold on. Eric Heather called Puppy and told her that Heather and Eric were still fucking. Number one.
Wait,
about 2 weeks ago. His ex-wife.
Oh, wait, she called her?
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
She overheard the conversation.
That's what then happened next.
Okay.
It happened, just 2 phone calls. First call, Heather called and told. That was and came clean. Second of all, she played 1990s where I'm gonna put you on 3-way, but you got to mute yourself.
Yes.
And you listen to this conversation.
And they was having an argument, which is an argument about who fucked who first.
Right, in the last 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So clearly, this is malicious on Puppy too with Heather, because she's like, yeah, I fucked your nigga, and like, yeah, he's ain't shit to you, and still, hey, look, here's proof.
But also,
so it's like, what are you getting out of this, Heather? You know what I mean?
Puppy but she, remember when Puppy said a few episodes back, I don't know why she won't just make this peaceful and like just go away.
Because she wants to.
But also because like they built a life together, they got a kid. And like
well, I don't know about building a life. I know they got kids, and I know that they probably just have history.
Well, yeah, they have history. That's why.
But I just don't think
she not just go up and go away, girl.
I know. She need to. They both need to leave him alone.
No, I'm talking about Heather's not going up and go away. So Puppy, you need to chill. Like,
everybody needs to leave Eric alone because he's an abuser.
Everybody needs to get a fucking grip.
True. So we learned that again, he's not keeping her with any type of money or car or access to anything. Right?
Any freedoms.
Right. So he takes her over to the mama's house.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to see that Kathy, she's doing well. Because remember, she's on the sick and set in for a while. And so it looks like she looks better than she's ever have been.
Maybe dialysis is doing well.
Yeah. So she goes over and he is laying on the lies thick. He is like, we're amazing. We're solid as a rock. No Ashford and Simpson. We are reunited and it feels so good. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. As soon as he goes to the bathroom, Kathy's like,
what the fuck is going on? Because I already know this nigga's full of shit. What's happening?
And all she could do was just burst into tears. Like,
and she told her mother, I overheard they still fucking.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't got no freedom. I ain't got no job. I ain't got no car. I'm on house arrest, and nigga, I'm not on house arrest.
Right.
I'm miserable.
Right.
And her now I did laugh because her mother was like, so what's I don't have a plan, mama.
Right. That was gonna be my plan.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing parents look. Well, I don't have, girl, I just found out 3 hours ago, girl. I haven't been able to formulate that yet. I'm telling you what I know.
Right.
But I do appreciate the fact that even in this world of pure garbage, she has a support system of people who love her and care about her, because she is just a very sad individual.
Very sad. Very sad. So sad.
I hope Retta is actually out.
I hope so too. I didn't gather these girls and get hopefully that whole scenario with the mail truck thing blew over. I hope she wasn't charged for that or whatever.
I hope not.
But yeah, I hope that Queen is gathering them because they need some stability, and apparently Queen seems to be their OG.
She is their OG, but what the fuck was she doing with the mail truck? Girl, that's federal.
They were disrespecting her sister. I know.
I know. She was like, fuck all that,
nigga. That's my sister.
This $1.50 ain't tell you that I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Mood.
Are you ready to move on to the Derek and Monique hour?
Derek. Oh my god.
All right.
Her new name is Sidebar.
Sidebar.
Let me tell you.
Sidebar.
Let me tell you how Monique was fighting. No, pretend you're fighting. She'd be like. You useless Joan Clayton ass bitch.
I mean, they said she was too big to fight. So
no, who said that?
Glorilla, the Glorilla sister, not even Elizabeth.
No, because
she made a valid point.
No, but her sisters got busy, and I don't care what nobody says.
No, they did. All right, so there's a lot of things that happen. The first episode, I'm gonna breeze through that.
breeze through that. Breeze through. Well,
So so the first episode, we learned that Monique wasn't trying to fuck because she was like, "I'm not fucking you until you get tested."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh no, that's right."
Valid facts. Yes.
And I think if you follow social media and stuff, you learn that, you know, they're doing on this press tour or whatever, and he's cheated on her about 10 times since she was gone for the month.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm done or whatever. And he tells her, like, remember there was a pregnancy scare and he was like, are you pregnant or not? I need to know. She was like, so what if I am? She wasn't. But he had a pregnancy scare too.
Yeah.
On his end.
He was about to have a pregnancy scam.
Yeah, scam. And she was like, Monique had a very good argument here. And something that we don't really see on television when it comes to sexual health and heterosexual people. Because she was like, you fucking all these people raw, that's cool, but you should have let me know that. I don't know what we could have given each other. I don't know. You having me out here.
And these are all valid facts, but if I may.
But if I may. Yeah, go ahead.
She was more bad.
That she wasn't the first?
Yeah, she was more bad about. It wasn't even about him fucking this lady raw or anything. She was more bad. She got caught knowing she wasn't.
Yeah, she was kind of mad that she was
like,
pregnant.
Monique, you bird because yes, your safety, but also
the Chicago jumped out.
It did.
Yeah. So I thought this was stupid because she could have picked up this STI kit from CVS when she got the pregnancy test.
When did they switch over from STDs to STIs? One day I was like, what's a STI?
Oh, a long time ago.
I know. Well, I started hearing it somewhere in 2013. But
so before, not a couple years before that.
Oh, a couple years before that.
Yeah, but if you don't work in that space, you wouldn't know.
I guess because they don't want to call people
disease is a
antiquated term.
Yeah, it's also a very pointed term. Like you're
you got
diseased.
Like you got like you got cholera.
Yeah, like you have cooties and
like
shit.
You
like
a leper.
Yeah, because it's not all
infections.
Chlamydia isn't necessarily a disease; it's an infection.
It's an infection.
Yeah. So there you go. So they're trying to be more inclusive and more like.
No, I figured out the why. It was the win for me. I was like, coming up, it was STDs. When did it make this switch?
Yeah, we crossed over. So, anywho, they go out with her sisters, and he shows up, and they grill him instantly, like
good, yeah,
you know,
rightfully
like sisters
so.
should,
yeah.
And
what's up with you, nigga?
He invites all of them to Glorilla's sister's house to all commune and have a chat and just fellowship. Ooh. And his sisters at first smell like, oh, this is a setup.
Her sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They sat at the table.
Yeah.
Which also leads me, because I was like, his sisters are not unlike her sisters. So, now mind you, they didn't even talk about this or show this, but he was flirting with people at the bar when he went to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. No, they definitely showed it.
Yeah, they showed it, but I'm talking about nobody, like the sisters or whatever, didn't see it, I guess.
Nobody saw. This nigga literally, he was talking about his fresh out glow. Ain't nothing to go back. Mm-hmm. That's an Instagram. You know it?
Yeah.
Fresh out, nigga. Ain't nothing to go back.
Yeah, I got it.
Yo. He was talking about his fresh out glow. Mm-hmm. And I mean, his fresh out glow she was throwing it to him at the bar.
Yeah, because when he said that, do you know rolling up with Kay, where she was like,
yes.
fit check, gotta make your bitch wet.
I love rolling up with Kay.
Yeah.
She makes me laugh very much. I mean, he gets him
and his 48 phones.
Yeah.
He got, 2 phones. Well, he got more than 2 phones. One for the plug and one for the.
I got 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the load. I got 2 phones, one for the bitches and one for the dog. Think I need 2 more. Line popping, I'm ring. Count money while they ring.
And she don't. Nope. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Nope, not my business.
Let's move on to this week's episode.
Yeah.
The one where I've been waiting for. Oh. Sora. he picks his sisters up to go meet Monique and her sisters. They're going to go to a park and chat. Now, this was a bad idea from the start. Elizabeth, you can tell, goes on the internet because, you know, that was the exact same thing Beyonce wore in that behind the scenes thing for she was trying to film. Yeah. It was pink. She had a ski mask on and everything.
It was so stupid.
So, like, they driving, and I'm going to be honest, his sisters are the most hateful heifers on the family.
Bitches, nigga.
But when I tell you, they make me laugh because they are so hateful.
They're so mean that it's funny.
Yeah. That's like, she too big to fight us, and she brought her sisters. Now, I thought that too not because she's too big to fight.
No,
that was
too
the thing.
pussy.
But yeah, she too pussy. She could have been handled as a rah shit a long time ago in the first instance. But
as soon as her sisters came, then all of a sudden she was all mouth all the time.
Right. So his sisters think that this is a setup too.
Which it wasn't, because her sisters are very. What's a bitch named Deltrice and then the other
Calendria and Cylindria. I don't know.
A bitch named Deltrice.
That was like because it's something like calendar. Yeah.
A bitch named Deltrice.
Yeah.
They came and they're basically on some. We matching your energy, but like we're coming to make sure our sister is good. They're actually more protective sisters.
Sure.
Whereas,
you can also tell they're a lot older.
They are. His sisters are messy hoes that live for drama. Mm-hmm. And so they like, this is a setup because, and his sisters are like, y'all want us to come to the party at the crib? Like, I just need to make sure shit is good. Even the way that they interpret things, because they get to the location and it's bringing the noise, bringing the funk.
Mm-hmm.
And his sisters are like, oh, well, last time you was talking about, you was trying to test our temperature. And she's like, yes, bitch, because y'all was rowdy. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to make sure y'all was on the right type of time. That doesn't mean I'm trying to come and fight you, but things go amok.
Right. So the other sisters like, well, first of all, Elizabeth and Glorilla try to turn around and make it seem like Monique started everything, and from before the jump, and it was like, we don't know that, but I don't think that's true.
They said she started it when she requested that they not be there for the pickup.
Well, see, again, that's something that's
take that up with your little ass brother.
Yeah, that's something there. But again, the sister Deltrice, Calendria, whatever, did come up to the first. Remember, I said in the first episode, like, why didn't she do that, and why did she have the sister do that?
Exactly.
That is not and I guess to get out of harm's way, but also, girl, you don't have to deal with this head on. That shows.
He was pussy.
Yeah, because essentially they're looking for you to prove something.
They're looking for Monique to be a problem, so they're gonna find fault in everything that she does. But the problem is she continues to give it to them.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact that they just are hateful bitches.
Hateful, right? So mind you, they was already high because they was in the car smoking beforehand, and so things get rowdy and escalated. So the other sister that Monique has is like. She was like, Elizabeth was like, you weren't hitting me up, and she was like, yes, I was hitting you up trying to check you because you was bullying my sister, and I didn't like that. So things get escalated. So Elizabeth was like, I'm gonna go to the car because I know that I'm going to fight, and because this little short nigga was just not helping the situation.
He was just as useless.
He was
He was more useless than Monique.
Right. So she's like, I'm going to go in the car. Angelique, the Glorilla one, she was just kind of there.
Now, granted, I don't know what he would have done.
There's nothing what he could have done.
There's
he
not
should have
really
just
anything
not brought them, period.
Yeah. He hasn't handled this right the whole time from jump, but that's because he's scared of his sisters.
Right.
So
Elizabeth goes back to the car. Mm-hmm. And then, mind you, of course, they calling her big and all this shit that we know already. Mm-hmm. And then Monique decides to hit below the belt, just like they do.
Yeah.
And says some transphobic things.
She does.
And not going to repeat them, but if you rewatch it, you can see it for yourself. And you can see that's what sets Elizabeth off.
Yeah.
Because they're like, because she says what she says, and she was like, you're not going to do it in the fight. And so then Elizabeth says, okay, cool.
Which that's not what you resort to when you go fighting somebody, because
because I get it, you know, when they go low, we go to hell. But that's just
not
means
going
you
to
fight
hell.
them.
That just means you. But that just means you phobic.
Yeah.
Like, find something else. Like,
just
talk
fight.
about her ass job. Her ass job looks crazy. Talk about that.
Right.
They did. I did cackle boots. Because I said the same thing for them. It's corny when you go for her weight, because obviously that's the first thing you're gonna go for. Like, no, y'all, go get deeper than this.
Right.
So they told Elizabeth, they said, you came up in here with that pink mink coat. Yeah. They was like, why you ain't saving that for the party? We thought we was going to a party tonight. Why you saving that for the party? You gonna wear that in the parking lot?
Yeah. That was funny.
That was funny.
So when Elizabeth says, okay, she gets out that mink coat.
Yeah, they was like, you're not gonna hit us.
Yeah, and she charges at sister number 2,
like the
both
granddaddy
sisters.
and Get Out.
Yeah, her ass was out, and because they tried to blur it.
Elizabeth's whole ass was
ass. Yeah, she had.
I said she ain't got no panties on the dance floor.
Nah. She just wore a thong, and
And then Glorilla jumps in with the pleather tube top. And it was just,
she was trying to. She was fighting like she was in WWE.
She was, and all Monique sidebar.
And they fight, and Elizabeth fight dirty because she was kicking their car, trying to make dents in their rental.
So security production had to stand over Elizabeth just to keep her from getting up so that they could get in the car and leave. Which was crazy.
Right. And Monique was like, yeah, that's what they asses get, because she thinks that they won the fight.
No, your sisters won the fight.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth.
Yeah. Listen, the girls.
Actually, I don't think nobody
won. No. Everybody loses.
Yeah. Especially Derek's ass, because if the police roll up, and that's why I said, oh, none of y'all love him.
No, not at all.
Nobody.
No respect.
Y'all, his sisters do not love him. Them smoking in the car with him and doing all this carrying on. Y'all don't love your brother.
Well, he don't care about it anyway.
He
don't.
He don't love himself.
And guess who won the pony?
Me.
That's it.
And the winner of this snatch game is Jade and XD. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, that was them.
Yeah. Yeah. Monique says she's done. Mm-hmm. We gonna see.
Yeah.
Derek's sisters. I don't. Okay. This is selfish and problematic. Mm-hmm. I want them to not be done because I want more of Derek's sisters.
Yeah.
They are mean and hateful bitches that entertain the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to see all these black women fighting no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to see all that. Like, it's been too much. Monique, I want her to go love herself somewhere else. I want Derek to go out here and catch exactly what he deserves. Because it's coming. It's going to sneak up on you, sir. You're going to wake up one day and it's going to be burning.
Right.
And I want Elizabeth and Glorilla to go to therapy and realize that just because your mother was not the best example of a human being doesn't mean you have to be this way forever.
No.
And I want Big Mama, Big Nana to,
Well, she's not related to the other ones, so.
She don't really fool with them.
And
maybe if Big Nana don't fool with them, then maybe we should.
That's what key. Yeah, exactly. I'm going on Big Ma's word.
I'm rooting for nobody.
Same. But that was today's show.
That was Love After Lockup. We just wanted to talk about. We really just want to talk about Derek and Monique.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Listen to us for more stuff. Hit us up on the Patreon, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.